What's going on, everybody? How's it going tonight? Thank you very much for being here. My name is Gavin. This is my channel. So glad you're here. We are circling back around to the Madeline Soto case, a case that I have really done a lot on. I mean, I'm not patting myself on the back. I'm just saying we've done a lot of videos on Maddie's case. To catch everybody up, Maddie was 13 years old. She had just turned 13 when on February 26th of 2024, she went missing. Let's say she was reported missing. And later, her mom's on-again, off-again boyfriend, a man named Stephan Stearns, was arrested for, among other things, SAing Madeline over the course of a protracted period of time. It's like 5 years. And then later, her body was found in a place that it looked like Stephan had dumped her. And he was then charged with murder. So what we're talking about today is we have a recording of a police interview with a woman. I'm not sure that her name, I mean, it's out there, but I don't know that we really need to get into it. But the deal is she was had a romantic involvement with Stephan Stearns. And upon learning that Stephan was involved in this case of this little local girl that had gone missing, she contacted the sheriff's office, who sent the Kissimmee police over. So this interview took place on March 1st of this year, 2024. That is the very day that investigators found Madeline's body. And I think it's coincidental, right? It's not, it doesn't correlate. It's definitely coincidental. But this interview, which I have listened to, not all of it. I haven't listened to all of it, guys. We're going to be listening to it together for the first time. And this recording has been out there for a long time. It was released by the police. Man, how long have I had this? I mean, I think I've had this file since, where is it? So I've had it for about 3 weeks. Anyway, I'd like to listen to it together. Look down at the bottom of your screen. You will see a little text that says, "Get my attention in the live chat using GF." GF does not mean girlfriend. It means Gavin Fish. And so I use that as a filter as you guys are chatting. If there's something that you want me to see, I will take a look-see. So, for example, what is Jamie saying? Jamie, one of our amazing moderators, Gavin in his day job clothes. Hey, quick correction for Jamie. I am normally in like jeans and a polo shirt, but the courtroom is so cold that I've been reporting from all week that I've just decided I need to wear a coat. So yeah, I just got, I didn't just get home, but I just finished submitting my report. I haven't finished work for the day. So I just sent that in a couple minutes before we started. Autumn thinks I'm looking sharp. Our other moderator. These guys are amazing guys. Our mods are absolutely the best. They are also, by the way, the admins of the Fish Tank, which is our Facebook group. The easiest way to find it is probably just go to Facebook and search the Fish Tank. Or if you go to gavinfish.com and click the little fishy icon up here in the corner, that will take you over to the Fish Tank. And they are awesome. Let's see. Built to Help Art says, Gavin, for some ungodly reason, there's no ascot with that sharp blazer. I really did miss an opportunity to impress you guys with my amazing ascot tying skills. But I think what I have decided is that I'm not going to wear my ascot on the channel until we have 100,000 subscribers. And we're getting close. It's pretty amazing. We are at, where are we? 94,060 subs, which is, I mean, pretty rad, right? So you want to see me in an ascot. And if you want to win a button just like this, there's a game over on the fish tank. You can win one of 50 numbered high value pieces of art in the form of a pin-on button of yours truly wearing his amazing ascot. Just head on over to the fish tank for that. Okay, so let's bring up Maddie's face. We'll bring up our reminder here, and I'm going to be going through your comments as we listen. We'll stop along the way. The entire recording is 25 minutes and 52 seconds. I should tell you, I have done a couple things to this recording. Number one, I cut off about the first 2 minutes, which is really just the police arriving and going through who she is and swearing her in and stuff like that. And I thought, it has her date of birth, it has her name. We really don't need to get into that. So I just lopped it off so that we can save ourselves a little bit of time. The other thing I did is I put it through an Adobe enhancing product to make it a little easier to listen to. I've also bumped up the volume a little bit so we can hear it. The risk in using an AI tool like that Adobe audio enhancer is that sometimes it changes the words. So I just did a little bit of that enhancement so that we could at least understand what it is that she's saying. Okay, so that is what I've done. It's a little shorter because of what I've done. It's a little louder because of what I've done, and it's a little more understandable. So with that, and anytime the volume goes to 0, that will be a redaction that the police did. Okay, just so you know. All right, here we go.
Okay.
It does look like you can.
Obviously, you know why we're here?
Yes.
Okay. Before we start,
that dog barking in the background is unfortunately in the file.
I'm just going to swear you in. Do you mind raising your right hand for me? Do you swear and affirm that the statement you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth to the best of your knowledge, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So, from my understanding, you contacted the sheriff's office today.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
That's correct, Lori.
Kind of explain to us what your thought process was and why you contacted them.
So when Maddie disappeared, that morning I went on Facebook like always, and one of my friends that have no relation to Disney posted it, and I looked at it, and then I realized that the picture of the person, which was the mom, I knew her, so I opened it, and that's when I called my friend. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is. At this point, I did not know this guy was doing their life, because when he and I were involved, he told me he built up with her. So I'm thinking, I watched the news and everything, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that girl got into some other relationship, and that boyfriend, that's why I didn't call you guys that day. Then this morning I was in parking lot at work waiting, and that's when some behavior visited. So that's when we figured that was her boyfriend still, and that's when I felt really bad, because I met him in 2022. By the end of 2022, we worked together like this day, and there was a group of people that would meet up. We met up a few times to play board games, and consequently with Bob, he and I started seeing each other, more like hanging out, beer, playing board games, and then it progressed. But it progressed one side. He told me that he was in an open relationship. He told me that she opened the relationship so she can date someone else, Jen,
okay.
And then it went down here from there. And then they ended up breaking up. Then he and I started, saying each other, come in, let's see if the dog doesn't bark. He's not down here. I can put him outside.
Get a little guy.
It smells like
You're okay.
she doesn't bark. She always barks. You can sit down and then they go. She's for the dog here on the dog. So that's when I realized that I'm gonna pull up. You're gonna be it. That's when I realized that we started, I forgot where I was at. We started seeing each other. We were not officially dating because I don't date people from work. Never. That was my first time. So I told him not to call anybody because it would be anything concrete. We started here and I'm here. I never met Jen. I never met Natty in person. And so Jen and you, we were friends. We started being intimate. That's we were just a few times, and then he would randomly leave these weird comments out of the blue. Like he would say he vented about the ex-girlfriend
Jennifer?
Yeah, he vented about her all the time. I never paid much attention, but he made this kind of ones that because I asked him to went spend the night. And he's saying, no, because if I don't get to the house, they will sleep. And I was like, then they don't sleep for me in there. Saying like, we talked about it a little, and I'm like, because you're not with her anymore. And he goes, no, Maddie won't sleep. She sleeps with me in the bedroom. And I was like, but how old is she? Because at night, I thought she was 12. And that's when he said, yeah, but he said something about her being autistic, but not being like...
She's high functioning?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
okay. So Stephan told at least one other person that he slept in the same bed as a 12-year-old. But I guess it's okay because she's high functioning autistic, is how it sounds like he described it. This guy is gross, man.
And I'm like, but she's still 11, you're not the dad, like you shouldn't. I try because I have a bachelor's, I'm a teacher, I don't teach, and I try to, hey, not appropriate. And then he goes, no, she doesn't sleep if she's not cuddling with me. And I was like, well, that's not. And then I asked him, hey, when she moves to the bed, then you can move to her bed. And just like in the room, like we went over this. It's not something that I just disregarded, whatever. He had a way to play with words that I thought he was just dumb. I didn't think he was like a bad guy, like doing something to her when in other occasions, he said that he was upset because sometimes he'd go and take a shower and then Jen will be in the bedroom.
Yes, I do.
And then when he comes out of the shower, Maddie's sitting in bed with Jen, and then he'll be coming out naked, and Maddie will ain't naked.
Oh.
And I'm like, but like.
Oh, you would only tell somebody that if it was arousing to you to have an 11, 12, 13-year-old girl see you naked. Why would you tell anybody? You'd have to, in your mind, feel like that's an okay thing, not only to feel, but to share with other people. Oh, man, this guy, man.
It was the same thing. Why coming out of the shower naked? Why she just, she's coming in the room, she's supposed to be guys, then they dress in the shower. Oh, no, it's too hard. But he will always, and that was a lot. On another occasion that I forgot to tell the guys on the phone, he said that he sleeps in boxers. Mm-hmm. And then it was odd because he would wake up, and this is his words, I don't talk like this, but he'll wake up with a boner. Mm-hmm. And then he'll have to turn around because Mike was like cuddling with him. And that's when I was like, this is not right.
Yeah.
I did try to kind of say, if you're not with her in a relationship, you guys are not dating, you're not boyfriend, girlfriend. Why?
Guys, what do you do? Like, how would I say this? I've never in anywhere remotely close to my circle of associations, my family, my friends, and so forth. I've never been aware of anything remotely like this. And I think that I'm probably not unique. I think that Stephan Stearns and Jennifer Soto's relationship was probably, there's probably more of this out there than I want to admit. But in my life, it is very, very difficult when you see things like, I really don't think that they're parenting all that well, or I that was borderline for me, and those kinds of things. I think that maybe I need to be a little more proactive in what I will do as far as talking with authorities. Because, I mean, if a person was telling me the things that he allegedly told her, I think you got to call child services or child protective services or whatever it's called in your area, right? Like, that is not right, and it's way too far down the wrong path, right? Like, if there's a spectrum of right and wrong, and in the middle is like neither right nor wrong, like, this is way over to the wrong side, right? It is way over there. I think I need to start being a little more proactive about stuff like that, because, I mean, she did not talk to Child Protective Services that we know of so far. Probably because, for the same reasons a lot of us wouldn't. We don't want to get involved. We don't want to cause problems. We don't want to do all those things. But we do need to learn from that. I mean, one of the reasons that I got into the true crime sphere in the first place was we have an opportunity to learn, and we have an opportunity to not make the same mistakes that we do. And I mean, from a personal standpoint, each one of us, and societally as a community and as a society. So, yeah, I don't fault her for what she did or did not do from what she's shared so far, because I think I probably would have reacted the same way. But I guess what I'm saying is, knowing what had been going on for 5 years with Madeline, and what ultimately happened to her, I think we've got to be way more proactive. And like, I say that with a heavy heart. I really, for the most part, I'm kind of a social libertarian. I want the government to stay out of our lives. But I mean, I think that Madeline's life could have been saved. Saying that from a hindsight is 2020 point of view. Like I said, I think I would act the same way she did, but I don't think I will moving forward. All right, let's keep going.
You was meeting with them. There's many people at Disney that are looking for roommates. You can rent a room. And then he said, no, I cannot afford it. And I know when people later hear amiable and all that. So I wasn't going to invite him in. But at that point, I was like, there's no way to like work this around. I don't want to be involved with somebody that is doing these things, and I just broke up with him. He was very controlling, and he would like try to manipulate. And for instance, at work, he wanted us to stay friends. I'm not a person that want to stay friends, so I told him that while we're at work, if we need to talk, we'll talk. But other than that, I don't want to keep friends. And he tried to force me to keep my friendship. He started harassing me at work. And that's when I threatened him, like, if you don't stop, I'm going to go out at HR and I'm going to call the cops. And but it's just the fact that I feel like if I had said something, but sometimes he wouldn't think. I just thought he was gone.
When were you guys in a relationship?
And I don't remember when he started, because he transitioned from being friends at work to, but we were done by end of April. By May 3rd, I can't, because I have to take screenshots of messages. Back then is when I
obviously April of last year.
Yeah,
2023.
Great comment, Judith.
He was the only leader to talk to the
Okay, and when you guys were whether friends or in a relationship during the same time frame as when he's disclosing all these things?
When we were intimate, that's when he started, disclosing these things as he was venting about his situation in the house. When I was aware that that he was out, then I was, a little more okay, at least out of that. But I don't know. Nobody knows.
Did he ever actually disclose of...
No.
No.
The only thing is that they cuddle in that, like, she, because when he told me that she stayed with them in bed, my naive thinking was that it was Maddie, Mom, and him.
Hey, Tara, that's an interesting thing. This is an interesting comment. I wonder if teachers are mandated reporters in terms of during the course of their, like, teaching. Because she said that she has a teaching degree, but she's actually working for Disney because that's where Stephan Stearns worked. So I'm not sure if teachers are mandated reporters in their everyday lives or with their students in the course of their teaching careers. I don't know. But she just thought it was strange and broke it off with Stephan. But I mean, again, and I don't fault her, but she potentially could have saved a life here by saying something to authorities. And guys, and thanks for that comment, Tara. Like, I was in court today, and I'm not a lawyer. For all of you newbies, I'm not a lawyer. I'm a reporter. So I'm sitting in the gallery and I'm reporting on this trial. And witness after witness after witness came up to the witness stand today. I think it was like 8 people. And the defendants, they were defense witnesses, and the defendant's family, family by marriage, family, like step family, the warden of the jail where he was held, the counselor in the jail, his pastor. There were all these witnesses, and each one of them they made just one little change, one little decision. They could have, they could have saved somebody from being murdered, or let's say killed. With this guy that I think is mentally ill. Now, I'm not pointing to them and saying, shame on you for not doing X, or shame on you for not doing Y, and so forth. They are normal people that you have to extend a lot of grace to, right? They're doing the best that they could with the resources that they had, but we still need to be able to learn from those things. And I probably shouldn't get into any more detail than that, but yeah, that's I think that we need to learn this societally, and there are a couple of comments that have been in here that I've just starred and I'll come back to later. So if you don't see your comment, don't be upset. I'll probably come back to it.
And I did talk to him. Okay, she said, and he's like, no, she needs to be like right, like next to me because she likes my body warm. Which I'm sorry, but to me that was business,
Okay. Let me ask you this: Why did you wait to say anything?
From last year to now.
Mm-hmm.
Again, because I thought it was just being a done person that didn't know to distinguish, because even my dad never came out of the shower naked, but I just thought it was dumb. I did get grossed out by all these comments to the point that I couldn't even see him at work. I was very happy when he quit.
Did you ever confront him about these?
I did.
Yes. What was his reaction to those?
While he was disclosing these things, I would be like, I believe that's not right. You shouldn't be doing that. I could break to her dad. He would twist it into this is like an innocent thing. I didn't mean her. I quickly then didn't change it into like I quickly cover, and that's when I was like, okay, I just don't want to be involved with somebody so dumb, like I feel bad because I could have said something, but sometimes I just thought if I say something and nothing is happening, plus I don't know their address, like I'm gonna look like.
Yeah, she's finding the excuses that I think all of us would try to find. Oh, not all of us, many of us. Pradnya Mundargi, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm so sorry. I'll do my best. But this is a great comment. She said he came out of the shower naked when Jen and Maddie would be in bed. So doesn't this point to that Jen was aware of what was going on? Yes, Yes, it does. And I think we all believe that Jen knew what was going on, which brings me back to this other comment that came in before yours, Pradnya. Ava's mom said, Gavin, what is the actual new, if any, info in your video here? Where a couple of things that she's told us. First is exactly what Pradnya just said. We have evidence that Jen Soto knew what was going on, right? And I think the other thing is that we've got evidence now that Stephan Stearns was so comfortable with what he was doing, he would share it with others, including girlfriends. And I wonder if that is is he trying to signal? Like, is there some kind of crazy bat signal for crazy people who do horrible things to children? They just put out a couple signals there to see if they pick up on it. And if they do, then they're one of us. Like, is he looking for that kind of partner? I think he has it in Jen. Is he now looking for somebody else, right? There's there have been a couple new things in the video. Ava's mom. Appreciate the comment. Let's go over here. We'll continue.
I'm just looking for trouble, and today, looking back today, I got to work and I just couldn't work. So, I feel awful because if I had said something, she would have been fine or maybe.
Yeah, she's realizing it.
But my reasoning was like, why is mom allowing, things to happen? Because I don't have kids, but I have nieces and nephews, and I would never allow anything like this.
Yeah, so she answered the question from earlier. She does not have kids herself, but she has nieces, and she would never allow this.
That he was possibly like a roommate. So did they start off? How much do you know of their relationship, Jennifer and?
So when he started working at Disney, he would tell everybody that he had this girlfriend. They lived together. She had a kid. It was like his kid. He did tell me a few times that he was very frustrated because when Maddie would do something wrong, he would try to like scold her about it, and then mom would be like snapping at him, "You're not her dad. Do not talk to her like that." But at some point they break up.
Let me pause there for a second too, because that's a little mixed signal, right? And I think this goes to Jen's state of mind. Okay, so what we just heard her say there is that he would want to scold Madeline like a father would scold a Madeline. And then Jen would come up and like come to her daughter's defense. You are not her dad. You don't have, this is not your place, right? Which actually seems, I mean, if you're going to live this lifestyle, you're going to have live-in boyfriends and stuff like that, then, I mean, this is the kind of crap that you're going to have to deal with. And like, no judgment, you can live that way if you want, but you are going to have, like, choices that we make have consequences, right? So I think that was correct. If what she described is true and accurate, then that would be correct. You would put him in his place, right? That is not your place. Your place is over there. However, if you're also sending your daughter into his bed to cuddle, then you've got a much different, you're mixing signals. Even if it's, and I don't buy this for a moment, it's just gross thinking about it. But even if it's quote unquote innocent, just go in and hang out with my boyfriend, then you're sending mixed signals to everybody involved. And it's only going to hurt, that it's only going to impact everybody's mental health negatively. Right?
And he's leaving there because he couldn't afford to move out.
Okay.
But at the same time, because I did talk to him about in the house. Apparently, the house is owned by Jen's dad, and then there was a bedroom that they were looking for somebody to rent. So I told him, why don't you rent that bedroom, and then live there for now because it's going to be cheaper. And he said that Jen's bed is comfortable. And
I don't, Nancy. Not
he
yet.
wouldn't sleep anywhere. I even told you, like, when Maddie moves to her bed, then why don't you get up and move to Maddie's bed since she's there, then you don't have to be involving. Because I told him that you never know if she gets mad at you, in my naive thinking that he's a good guy, I don't know because we don't know, but in my naive thinking, if Jen gets mad at you for not wanting to be with her, she can go to the cops and say that you're doing things to her daughter. Like, that's what I told him. And he goes, well, she's not going to do that. And then I said, why don't you just move to Maddie's bed, sleep in her bedroom, and have them both sleep in the other bed. That way you were separated from all that. And he goes, no, Maddie's bed is very uncomfortable. So I'm like, okay,
So
you
they
have a
have
kid sleeping in an
excuses.
uncomfortable bed. That's all I'm really saying while it's being on.
Yeah. Hey, this comment by Veronica Villanueva. No, I don't think that I would see. These are the questions where the rubber hits the road, right? So if you knew that your daughter, if my daughter was Jen, oh my goodness, just the thought of that is scary. But let's put it a different way. If one of my children was behaving this way, would I call Child Protective Services on them, or would I take her to court or something like that? I honestly don't know. I think I would probably swoop in and grab my grandchildren for sure. Or granddaughter, swoop in there and save them from that situation. And then probably, yeah, at that point, once I had custody, even if it wasn't legal custody, I would then start going through the legal process to establish legal custody. I think that's what I would do. Having said that, like in my mind, our oldest daughter is in my mind what is happening with Jen here. That was horribly said. In this hypothetical situation, my oldest daughter is doing what Jen is doing here. I still love my daughter, right? But there's this confusion, I think, in parents that say that if you love your child, you should save them from the consequences of their actions. And I do not subscribe to that at all. I don't subscribe to that at all. Like, if you do something stupid, you do something illegal, I still love you and I will help you through it, but you must face the consequences of those actions. That's the way it is. Man, that was a hard question to answer, Veronica, but that was a good comment. Ava's mom, yes, I see your comments, guys. If your comment doesn't come up on the screen, I'm either deciding not to show it or I'm going to come back to it later. But yeah, if it has a GF in it, I can see it. All right, here we go.
I just wanted to get away from this guy at that point, and I was thinking that Jen would have Maddie's best interest in not letting anything happen to this kid. I'm sorry, I just don't know what I was telling you.
Okay. Does he still work at Disney?
No.
No?
I don't know exactly when, because
No, he's in prison right now.
I didn't want to be
or in jail.
involved. So, but he did quit. He did tell some people that, and this is as it was happening, that he had a job lined up in another state. But then, about not even before Biden disappeared, somebody could speak about this industry.
Let me just address this real quick. Yeah, I would never advocate like criminal activity, but you can legally do that. Like if I went in order to protect my grandchild from a bad situation, go into the apartment, remove that grandchild, the next place that you go is the police station. That you'd have to do it legally. I'm not advocating becoming a criminal. Don't do that, right? But I don't think that I would wait. I don't think I would call it in. I think that I would plan it out very carefully. Maybe even do so with a lawyer. Anyway.
Somebody was saying, oh no, he's living in South Florida with his mom. And then that's when I was like, oh, okay, so I hope he knows that, he can come up here and help look for Maddie. This morning is when I was aware that he was the boyfriend. I just thought Jen had another boyfriend.
What did he do at Disney?
He worked attractions. He was at attraction career.
attraction operator. So he
Do you know
operated
if he
rides at Disney World.
was in relationships with anybody else from Disney?
There were rumors, and now everybody knows that I was involved with him, which nobody knew until. But there were rumors that so he was working with Alex Figment, and she's like the dancer at the Jungle Nights, but and he moved to Soren, and there were rumors that he had sex with Amazing Soren. That's about it. There was this one cast member that was very good friends with him for a while. So I don't know if you guys think maybe he said some other things to her.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about how your relationship was with him when you guys were officially dating. Was there anything that stood out?
Because we were never boyfriend girlfriend, but when we were intimate,
When you say intimate, are you guys? We're all adults here.
We hung out.
You having sex or?
We did have sex
Okay.
a few times.
it just got okay. You're the guys here. Okay, so he was not.
All there. Like,
What do you mean by that?
He wouldn't get an erection.
Okay.
Like it would be more like a soft erection,
Okay.
and so it was not like we were like bunnies, but it was more like we hung out a lot, we talked a lot. It was more like didn't have a company. That's about it. Hey, we play board games. So he would come off things and we would just play one game. We had we would trade it, have a few shots of.
So I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist here, but I do understand. Well, and I've read articles that are, I guess I haven't read any academic papers or anything. I've only read articles in the media. But I do understand that an overexposure to things like pornography does affect men's ability to like have an erection in regular life. And I would imagine somebody who is attracted to little children and somebody who had possession of 34,000 plus 1,700 digital files depicting CP, I would imagine that he wasn't very turned on by a grown woman, and it didn't matter how beautiful, how sexy, how attractive she was. He probably had a hard time because it wasn't his thing.
Did in any of these, whether he's drinking or normal, did any of his behaviors change? Did he ever become different, violent, depressed, or anything that stood out?
He was never violent. He was a very depressed person all the time. There was depression. There was always something troubling him. Like at work, he wanted to be a trainer.
Like a trainer at
if
work.
people didn't get along with him, he was like frustrating. Like he was always frustrated. You were like, hey, how's their day going? Oh, I'm just frustrated, and
I bet he was frustrated about a lot.
when we had an argument, he didn't become violent. Like it's because of I don't know my way to be. I tend to intimidate people, even though I'm like this with this person, but like I give this demeanor that don't mess with me, and maybe that was it. But like,
You said he was never violent, right?
not with me.
Okay.
But he would argue and like he was like his way or no way. Like you would never win an argument. He was the know-it-all. I know it all, and everything, and he was always right. So I'm more like, okay, you're right, opinion, So he would just twist things, when it was like I don't agree with you, he would just keep twisting it until he was right, That's about it. But depression, yeah, he told me he was at like he takes Adderall, that medication. So he said that if he didn't take Adderall, he wouldn't function. I was trying, in the time that we talked, I was trying for him to get off the Adderall, but
When you guys were intimate, Did he do anything specific? Did he video?
No.
Was he?
That happened, but one time, he had lay. This is very weird. I'm sorry, but he had lay face down,
Okay.
like then, like it was like face down completely, you know.
And he,
This was in a
Like
report, by the
completely
way.
flat?
yeah.
Okay.
And then
He went, and that one time, the only one time that he was really erect. Sometimes that was it, and it was very weird to like just. You know, at some point I was just so grossed out. Then I'm open to try things, but there are things that you're like, okay, are you trying to have sex with a corpse here, or whatever. That was my.
Yeah, they talked about this in a
I think
report.
that was a sign that we were, because it was too much for me to. It's really hard to see that person or work all the time. And when I spoke with the coordinators, which is an assistant manager, and a few times that he would stare at me from afar and just stare, and I think his goal was to make me uncomfortable. I'm a club coordinator, and I'll be like, hey, get me out of here, please, and they'll put some get me out. So the amount of times that happened, it wasn't even like 3 times. And luckily, when she decided, there was one time that once I found out it was going to work in my transfer and just called out. That was the point where he made me uncomfortable. But violent, we didn't sound violent.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. I mean, and I don't like to think in these terms, but if that was one of his sexual kinks, was kind of like sex with a person who has passed out, and that was either dead or unconscious, right? And that was the one time where he really became aroused, then I imagine that would have happened in other places. And I can think, the thing I'm thinking is maybe Maddie was drugged frequently. Maybe she was passed out frequently when he abused her the way he did. Yeah, it's just, hey, let's pause here. We've got about 6 minutes left on this, but there are a couple of favorites, a couple of comments that I've starred here. Let me just come over here and take a look at them. Oh, Maria Paz says, caught a live high from Argentina. Man, we've got a couple people from Argentina, and you guys know that I lived in La Gran Argentina. I lived in Cordoba, and I lived in a lot of different places within the provincia. So La Argentina is a place that is very, very dear to my heart, and I'm so glad to see so many from La Patria. Let's see. Do you know me? I just tagged this because I do not know this case, but I will come back around to it. Joanne says, I hope Stephan Stearns does not accept a plea deal. This needs to go to trial. I don't know. I don't know if I share your opinion. I certainly understand the place where it's coming from, but I don't know that I share it, because I think there will be so much ugliness in that trial that does not need to be out there. So I kind of would prefer if Stearns would plea it out, but respect your opinion. Jeffrey O'Neill, hello again, Gavin. It was nice to have met and talked to you today at the trial. Yeah, I got stopped by Jeffrey at the trial, and we had a nice little conversation about what was going on that day. Said you should be commended on all the work you put into your cases. Well, thank you very much, Jeffrey. I really deeply appreciate that, and that was a fun conversation to have with you, sir. And I hope that is a case that eventually can be one that we can cover here on the channel. I want to be really sensitive to the victim's family, and I also want to be sensitive to the defendant's family on that one. So we'll have to see, but thank you for joining me tonight. I appreciate it. Got a super chat from Cosmic Shy. By the way, Gavin, thank you very much. Crime Cod is such a cute play on words, and the fish tank. You know what? Thank you very much, Cosmic. I, my whole life, have fought against the fish puns. Like, because by about the second grade, I think I had heard all of the things that people would say about my name for the rest of my life. It's really only I mean, I've always been happy and proud to be my parents' children and my grandparents' grandchild. And like, I'm very proud of my heritage. But it has been like having a last name Fish has been a hard one for me. So I'm glad that Jamie and Autumn convinced me to do a play on words, and then got a super chat from Julie Albright or Jewel Albright. Much love to Maddie. Thank you very much for that, Jewel. All right, let's go back over to. Let's see. Let's look at Maddie again and finish this out.
Do you know his first and last name?
His name is Stephan.
Yeah.
Sturgis.
Okay. You know his birthday?
I'm really bad with numbers of stuff, but I know he's 2 years younger than me.
But you know his first and last name. Yeah. And it's a gentleman that was arrested.
Still. And I know his parents live either Sarasota or south of Sarasota.
Did you meet him at Disney or did you meet him prior to?
No, at Disney.
Okay.
Yeah, he was training when I was already working in attraction.
And how long after you met him did you guys start this?
That's the thing, like, so I was thinking about it today. I started working that attraction I trained in August. Then I started working in October because I went on a month-long vacation.
Okay.
So that's when he was trained.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of new people then, so we all kind of clicked together. Mm-hmm. And then that's, I would say, by Christmas, we had changed gears, he and I.
So by Christmas and then by April, it's
by end of May. I mean end of April.
So it was a quick, for maybe 4 months.
Yeah, because we didn't go into it quickly.
Okay.
You know, it was
When you guys were at Disney, did you ever drive around like in the woods or anything like that? Was he an outdoors guy?
Oh, they're still looking for Maddie here.
I am an outdoors person. I go hiking and that's the reason why we started chit-chatting and hanging out more. We went hiking to Moss Park. But I brought him. I wasn't on the...
You brought him. Did he ever bring you during the process?
No, that's the only one time we went hiking. Because again, the ship wasn't my own. So I took him to Moss Park.
What was that? Why did you take him to Moss Park?
I think it was before December 2022 because it wasn't cold yet. And I remember that I had invited him hiking as a friend. If we were just co-workers and he couldn't go. But we did hike the Splitos trail. It's right next to Moss Park. Okay. So we went in the Moss Park, but we hiked the next.
I think the reason they're asking about hiking is they still haven't found Madeline's body at this point, and they're looking for a place out of the way that he might go.
I left it. Oh.
Do you know, other than his family down south, does he have any close friends or relatives in the Central Florida area? No.
He doesn't have close friends.
The only people that he was friends with was the few cast members at Disney. The one cast member in particular that he hang out with, other than me, by himself.
What's that?
Caitlin Venterola.
Caitlin.
Yeah, they all had a few times like went to the bars and.
The house store a lot.
And I can't wait. I see the kids funny related, so I think he's still on.
What was her vibe like?
Huh?
What was her vibe like? Did you get any?
She's a very laid back girl.
Yeah.
She's special. I don't know what she has going on, but she's very like she's angry all the time. She's a cast member that he's angry on.
And they're showing me KAITLINVENTAROL. I think.
Yeah.
Lisa, I think it was in Jen's bathroom.
Is this the one that he was rumored to have?
No.
Not that I know of, because I never asked for who it was. I don't care, you know. But if he talked to someone a lot, that would be.
Probably her.
But
When we were friends, he was open. He didn't have friends. He was always very. He told me that he was very frustrated because when he was younger, he could have
Frustrated.
any sex with anybody he wanted. Since he got older, it was harder for him. You know, like he felt like she was ugly. I don't know about it.
Did he ever tell you about what he's attracted to? No. Okay.
well,
He's fine. That's what he said.
Okay. No, I didn't know if he had said like older, younger, whatever. Okay. Do you think he's capable of doing anything?
They
I don't
already
him a
know.
lot. Anybody is capable of doing
Correct.
it, but did I ever felt threatened by it? No, I did not.
That's a good answer.
Does he play with words and like yeah, I was I see here that he was like a very I don't know, it's not a dominant, it's like manipulative person. Yeah.
Oh, he's not a dominant person. He's a manipulative person, is what she just said. So she never felt endangered by him, probably because she felt smarter than him, like she couldn't be manipulated. But that is a good point. Everybody is capable of everything, right? And the cop immediately was like, correct, of course, yeah. But I never felt endangered by him. He's not, what did she say? He's not dangerous. He's manipulative, something like that. This is a smart person for sure.
Yeah, perhaps.
I think we're at the end here.
Well, we appreciate you talking to us and calling the sheriff's office.
I'll leave the card if you can think of anything else or something. See what's called back. Okay.
Yeah, so that is the end,
Thanks for
guys.
the shout.
And real quick, while they're just
Thanks
kind
so
of going to the end there, that's the actual end. If you go to my website, it's linked down below, but if you go to my website and go to Madeline Soto's case page, there are all of the audio files are here. They can only be listened to if you're a patron of mine on Patreon, which is like $3 a month. I really appreciate my patrons, but that is one of the benefits that I give them is unfettered access to the files I get, including the audio files and then the investigation reports. But you do not have to be a patron to see like the crime scene photos and all of that. So please head on over to the website to see that kind of stuff. Let's see if there's any other comments that I want to grab. Did I start any other ones? I don't think that I did. So let me just check at the very end here and see if there's anything else that we want to hop in there. Yeah, not directly to me, but Jesse's like basic parental responsibilities, making sure your child is safe. Jen Soto failed only because she willfully neglected her parental responsibilities. I think she actively participated. I don't think she neglected anything. I think she did it on purpose. Brinley, of course, my opinion, Brinley, no one within normal limits of decency, believe that is the majority, realizes this is an unacceptable behavior under any circumstance. It leaves you feeling disgusted on all levels. And LS, aka Chester's mom, says Jen is no victim. Yeah, I think the more we learn about Mr. Stearns, the more I'm reinforced that I think Jen had something to do with this. In the beginning, I was a little bit of a waffler on that, but I'm not so much anymore. Hey, before we sign off, by the way, I'm not going to be back tomorrow or Sunday, but we will be back on Monday. Oh, Jamie brings up a very good point here. My mods and my admins are all volunteers. If you want to show them a little bit of love, guys, head on over to the website right here, click on support, or you can click on the link that Jamie shared, but you can always go here and buy my mods a cup of coffee. That is a way that you can support them. What was I saying before she said that, though? I'm trying to remember. What was it? I can't remember. Dang it. I think we were, I can't remember. I was just saying, I won't be back tomorrow or Sunday. This week has been a pretty crazy one for me, as most of you know, if you have been watching me this week. We have a trial that's happening here in Western Pennsylvania that I'm covering as a reporter. And then, you spend all day in court. You take voracious notes. Oh my goodness. My notebook is so chock full. You take voracious notes, and my handwriting is atrocious, guys. Like, it is the worst. And I cannot, like, I sometimes can't even read my own handwriting. I'm working so quickly. It's not like it would be any better if I was working slowly. But then you get home and you have to make heads and tails of it and organize it and write it into an article, submit that, and then come on over to do this, which I mean, all of it I love, but I'm just saying I'm pretty gassed. I'm pretty worn out. So Saturday and Sunday won't be back, but Monday we will be back. My goal is to do a live stream every day, every weekday in October. And we have been successful for these first 18 days of October. So that's the plan. Let's check in one more time over on the old channel analytics. Let's see where we are. Yeah, we've got a few more people who have joined our little community. Thank you very much for doing that. Also, head on over to the Fish Tank on Facebook and join us there. We're having a good time over there. Jamie is doing a little game where we're giving away these 100K buttons on our way to 100,000 subscribers on the channel, which is fun, right? It's just fun. So join us over there and have some fun with us, get to know us. Okay. With that, guys, I will bid you adieu. I'll see you on Monday. Hopefully. You got to be here. And until then, take care of yourselves. Bye-bye. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked what you saw, please consider subscribing. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below.